Here's one for you. It's unpaid. You work on your own time. But let's be honest, it's really a 24/7 thing. You never get credit. Maybe your partner or your best friend, they give you some moral support. But definitely zero cash, and more often than not, you get slammed, you get insulted, ghosted, patronized, or condescended. Maybe all of the above. The so called project lasts as long as life makes it. And if you ever get a call, the call, you drop everything, and I mean everything, to attend to it. Can you guess what I'm talking about? Hey there, and welcome to Kailogue, the space where my thoughts turn into dialogue. I'm Kai, your host. In each episode, I'll share what came up for me, the random, super nagging thought that made me think, and then think some more. Who knows? Maybe this thought will resonate with you. So pull up a chair, grab a coffee or tea, whatever floats your boat, or prep for that morning or evening run while you listen to this podcast. Let's dive right in. If you haven't already gotten it, it must mean two things. One, you really are pretty damn lucky, and if so, I'll need your number. Either that, or I just suck at giving hints. What I'm talking about is the everlasting, the eternal job hunt. And I can speak to this. I've been tackling the job hunt for over 7 years now. Picture yourself at a Starbucks or a cafe anywhere. There's noise everywhere. You have an overpriced Americano, which, by the way, is the simplest drink, and yet it costs you an arm and half a kidney. In hand, you take the seat closest to some corner because you kind of feel a little bit insecure and self-conscious, and you're glued to your laptop for the next 3 hours, job hunting. And then poof, you see this amazing, supremely orgasmic dream role. Your eyes light up, your heart thumps, and you're like, oh crap, it's been live for an hour and there are like 52 candidates already? Gotta go. You forget your drink, you spend the next 20 to 30 minutes perfecting your resume and cover letter. And then you submit your application, and at this point, you feel pretty damn good actually. You notice it's almost noon, you chug the remainder of your coffee, and you think, damn, that felt great. 40 resumes in the last 2 days, plus one really ideal one today. This will be it. 1 day goes by. Okay, fair enough. It's only been 24 hours. I mean, these recruiters are busy. Then, 3 days go by. 1 week, 2 weeks. And then you slowly realize, I'm screwed, aren't I? And all this with little light in sight. And you begin to wonder, how long until I secure a job? Meanwhile, the economy is tanking again. Companies decide that it's the right time to downsize, and now AIs have become my competitors too. And you know something? I don't care. I just want a job. Don't we all? For me, the journey's been long. I left a job a couple years ago for greener pastures, so to speak. I rode out COVID, I did my MBA, I interned at a few startups around the world. I even learned to talk like a consultant without actually having been a consultant. I talked about moving needles. I turned every story into some sort of situation, task, action, and result. You know, my friends never asked for it, but they got the full treatment anyway. Regardless, during this process, I must have applied for a couple thousand jobs. In between, I had interviews, but things never really panned out. Worse still, and I guess it comes with the territory, having applied for so many roles after all, I face not-so-peachy situations. I've been accused of lying about my MBA, for instance. When I applied for some senior-ish roles, some interviewers thought that I was a fresh grad. Now, this is an epic perk of looking so young, but also a huge curse because people sometimes don't take you seriously. And of course, I've been ghosted. A million times by now, I'm sure. Then I go in the opposite direction and I apply for junior-ish roles. I remember once an HR scheduled a chat with me. I was so thrilled. I dressed up, I got on the call, and I put on my $1,000 smile. Not $1,000 suit because I really can't afford $1,000 suit. And then the HR goes, just so I'm clear, I'm not calling to interview you at all. I just wanted to confirm. You weren't drunk or anything, right? When you applied for this role, you do realize the position is junior? Then there were the 6 good interviews that ended with an email that said, "We loved your energy." However, the competition was so fierce. We found someone who was a better fit. Let's keep in touch. They never do. And I read these emails, heart initially thumping in a very positive way, and then not so positive way. I cry, I scream a little bit on the inside, I say, gosh darn it, a version that really I feel is more rated G than what I say in actuality. But then I find myself soldiering on. I continue to get referrals from friends. I strike up random conversations with random people, which fortunately comes easily for me. And then I very subtly slide in a hint about my job search. Please help me. I use ChatGPT to double check my resume against an ATS score. Please do this if you haven't already been doing so to ensure that the resume passes the initial AI hurdle. I think I must have several hundred resume variants by now, probably more than 1,000, but it's been exceptionally challenging. And at first I thought, sure, I get a job within the first 50, or maybe if I'm that unlucky, 100 applications. And then it grew exponentially, and then it snowballed. And at this point, it kind of feels like, I was about to say dream, but really it's like a nightmare. I'm sure the same goes for the many millions of people going through what I've gone through and am currently going through. It's one hell of a struggle, a never-ending one. I feel for me, heck, I feel for all of you. Throughout the years, I've literally job hunted through sweat, blood, and tears. Oh, okay, the blood was just at one time, right? So, short backstory, I accidentally cut my hand when I was slicing fruits because I was thinking about an upcoming interview. Anyway, there were moments where I had huge burnouts and I completely crashed. I silent screamed in frustration. But then, after a little vent, I exhale. I proceed to dunk my head into a basin filled with ice and water, which BTW is super refreshing. And then it's a brand new start, a brand new day, another application. Not too long ago, while I was still living in the US, a friend of mine met with me for drinks and food, which he very, very kindly paid for. He marveled at how resilient I've been, the amount of, as he put it, grit that I had and continue to show in persisting forward with that job hunt that was a year ago, can you imagine? And he asked, how do you do this? How do you keep yourself energized and, well, sane? And it's got me thinking about what I do daily and how, ideally, that I'm able to share with you all to help you tide by, even just by a little. The first takeaway for me, be emotional. Yeah, I said it. Be emotional. After 4,000 applications, I've been through enough emotions. I'm a miserable wreck half the time. I think, screw it, man. I'll just be a couch potato. And then I feel bad for feeling bad. But then there came a point that I realized, hey, look, it's okay to be pissed, to be cynical, to be jaded. Allow yourself these emotions. It's normal. For me, I meet with a friend. I rant over coffee. I punch my pillow. And then you know what? It's just time to press on because life doesn't stop for you. You have to keep going. The second takeaway, keep friends and family close. Now, during this time, my biggest supporters, they've come from my sisters and a few select friends. Now, when all seem like a load of bullshit, there, I said it, these have been the people who keep on having my back. Never ever fight on your own. Not all of us are able to deal with life stresses alone. And, frankly speaking, we're human beings, right? Human connection will always remain an essence of what we want and what we expect in our lives. Now, hold on to that. Meet a friend for coffee. Give your best friend or your partner or your mom or your dad a hug. Rant every now and then. Go bowling, cycle at the beach. People are there for you. Don't let that go. The third takeaway, stay active. For me, this is running. I run a couple of clicks a day, maybe 5 times a week. The endorphin and dopamine rush that you get just from being active is very seriously there. You build the sweat, you feel good, and hey, for those obsessed with getting their 10,000 steps a day, this is actually a really good way to go about it. You play badminton, you go hiking, rock climbing, anything to keep yourself active. Because the last thing you want to do is not only wear yourself out mentally, but physically as well. The final takeaway, find joy in the little things. What gives you the kicks? For me, that's a weekly McDonald's McFlurry. Yeah, it's awesome. I even have a tradition where I watch a movie, maybe once or twice a month, in the middle of the week. It's fun, actually, to be honest. If money is a concern, you take a quiet walk in the park after dinner to get yourself some fresh air. For those who expected some aha moment, well, honestly, there really isn't any. I wish I could give you the quick fix, the be all, the end all resolution, and say, here it is. This is how you get your job. But there really isn't one, right? And if and when I find it, I promise I will share it with you all in a standalone episode just for, how to get jobs. Whatever the case, I hope you remember this. You are not alone. Know that there is an end to this. For every rejection, you are one step closer to getting your job. If I can believe in it, I know that you, whoever is out there listening to this, the 1 or 2 subscribers I have to this podcast of mine, feeling the stress, the hell, the uncertainty of the job hunt, can believe in this too. That's it for this episode. What came up for you while you were listening? I'd love to hear your thoughts. Feel free to share in the comments or drop me a note. Until next time, take care.